All right. Anyway, we've got Janet who's trying to connect to the audio. She's just started this week, so good on her. And for those watching on the recording, because I can't seem to stream live to Facebook at the moment, so I just sent Zoom an email. Yeah, for those watching the recording, we're going to be going over healthy versus unhealthy foods. Or I like to call it foods that are worth it and foods that aren't worth it. And then we're going to be talking about how to swap things in and out of the meal plan. Hey, Janet, how you going? Yeah, still can't hear you, honey. Yeah. And Natty is muted. Yeah, so you got to unmute Nat.
I'm just doing my attendance, sorry, because I don't want you to hear my clickety click click. I'll be one sec.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Cool. Easy. Yeah. Nice one. And then we're going to be talking about how to add flavor with 0 calories as well. So we'll go through all that soon because we're not actually at 6 p.m. yet. Janet's still getting her thing organized. It's going to fall over, is it? No? Awesome. All right, we've got Tanya coming in. Nice. Beautiful. Hello. She's sideways again.
Am I ever gonna get this right?
Yeah. How's it going?
Okay, and you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. You seem tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All I get's one word. All right. No, that's cool. That's good. I'm glad you joined. Even though you are tired, that's commitment right there because it's 8 p.m. It's bedtime for you.
No, not really. I can go to bed at 10. That's fine.
Yeah. Nice. Good stuff. So did you see what the live was on tonight, Tanya?
Yes, on swapping meals and how to make your meals tasty.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm no chef, but I have been able to try and make things, taste pretty good without heaps of calories before. So we'll just run you through kind of what I like, but obviously it's like personal preference as well. So there's that.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Nice. So Janet, this is Tanya, and that's Natty as well.
I can't actually see anybody else except you and I.
You can only see me and you.
Hi, Janet. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
Hello.
You hear people? Hey, JD, what's up, man?
Hello.
Hello. Love it. So we'll wait another couple of minutes for people to jump on. Jeff isn't here, and he always is. Hey, Jared.
Hello. How are you?
Very well. How are you, sir?
Yeah.
Good.
Open fire tonight?
Yeah, we do tonight. What do we got? Let's have a look. That's my daughter.
Hello.
So yeah.
That's good. Nice.
Nice and cozy, warm in here, mate. That's
looks awesome. You got the
that's my
Canaro.
boy.
Hello,
That's my
son. Hello. How's it going, man?
Yeah, so nice and warm.
Yeah, love it. Cool. So
Love the shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, fluoro. I just hope you guys can see me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm putting you in my arena of logistics. You'll stand out and you won't get hit by a forklift.
Yeah, thank you. That would be painful, I think. Yeah. Cool, guys. Awesome. So we might start. So just ask me questions as we go. I don't mind. I'm pretty much just going to sort of talk off the top of my head and go through kind of what I've got. And so why it's important to be able to add flavor with 0 calories is because the lower calorie options compared to the higher calorie options for, say, like mayonnaise and stuff, the difference in taste isn't that different. It's just people opt for those things because of laziness and because it is just easy to slather something in mayonnaise and it tastes awesome, right? But there are cooler ways to do things, and many different ways are pretty much if you add garlic to anything, it'll taste amazing, but you will stink. It does create flatulence, and those things can be important for some people. Some bachelors out there, I know Nat and Tanya, you guys, bachelorettes. Yeah, you guys would be bachelorettes. So stay away from the garlic. And then JD, what'd you say?
Either. My patients won't appreciate it either.
Well, yeah, there's that too. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, definitely. If you're talking close to people, yuck.
Yeah, but I can never smell it on my breath when I have it. I think it's just everyone else
Good.
can. Yeah. Why is that? I don't even know.
Is it it like
I-
when like sometimes you can't smell if like sometimes you can't smell if you've got like if you smell like you're a bit immune to it, but then other people are like, "Ooh, I think it might be that kind of thing. You're used to it because you smell it all the time." I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Mine's onion, so I can't have onion.
Okay.
My wife, apologies for maybe the racist comment, but says I smell like an Asian
Mm.
if I have too much onion. And her being of Greek descent, if she has garlic, I can smell that on her pores for like 4 days after.
On her paws as well, really?
It's a very distinct smell, and I just think, yuck, get away from me, do something different. It's horrible.
That's it. Wow, okay. Interesting. And then Janet, what about you? What makes you smell?
I don't know. I think I just smell all the time. I'm always spraying myself with deodorant.
Yeah, that's good though. Proactive, right? Proactive. Yeah.
Is Janet new?
Janet is new, yes.
Hello, Janet.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
Cute
Thank
as. Love it, guys. Love it.
Am I the only lad on tonight?
No, I'm here. I'm a male as well.
Oh, sorry.
Mm.
Sorry, George.
Yeah. It's okay, mate. It's all right. It's all right. I'm actually the alpha, so take a seat.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Cool. All right, we digress again, which is what we want. So garlic is really good. So one of my favorite ways to make vegetables or anything taste awesome as like an after thing is 60 to 90 mils of like soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic, and 1 teaspoon of crushed chili. And so I mix that up, and then I get pretty much like this Asian kind of flavor, and I really enjoy that. If I'm feeling lazy, I'll just squirt lemon juice all over the top of everything. And then life hack, guys, grounded pepper and salt, but through electric shakers where you don't have to do that is like, it's good. Just got them recently. So saving a lot of wrist movement, which leaves stamina for other times. Once I started saying anything to do with the wrist, I realized I had to continue on with the joke.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
Lifting weights at the gym, you mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
like
Yeah, totally.
grip strength. Yeah. So there's that. Garlic powdered salt is really good. The way in which I powder my meats is with turmeric, and I like curry powder as well. Curry powder is the one. And so you just slather it pretty much. And then the calories in those things, like the dry kind of rubs and seasonings, really aren't much. So you don't have to worry about logging them. And, they're not like an oil or anything. They're not like a mayonnaise. They're not high in fat. So you're going to have a pretty good time not going over your calories kind of with that sort of stuff. Yeah. Nice. And then you guys, like, what are some different ways that you like to add flavor to your meals? Just sort of spit them off.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Tanya's the alpha. Tanya's the second alpha, and then Jared, you're last, mate. So Tanya, go.
Just like my household.
Just fresh herbs.
Fresh herbs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it herbs or herbs?
I don't know. I'm South African, so I say herb.
Yeah.
We say herb too.
Yes.
Yep. Right there with you.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Herbs are good, obviously. And like having like a spice rack is quite good to kind of have, pretty close to you. Chili flakes, I pretty much put chili flakes on anything because chili flakes, obviously they're not like high in sodium or anything like that. So they're not going to affect water levels in the body like, what are they called? The chili hot sauces can. So that can be something to watch out for. So yeah, when there's too high of sodium in liquid condiments, then you can sort of play with water, and then that can make you feel sad because maybe you're not as lean. It just depends, but it can make you look leaner at certain times if you time it. But it's too complicated. We don't have to go through that.
Mine's George.
Yeah.
So a chef friend of ours taught us to make like a mayonnaise base, but it's not mayonnaise. So it's just egg yolk, olive oil, garlic, and lemon juice.
Oh yeah.
So we use that. So we do a chicken salad. So it's literally chicken nuggets and then a garlic salad, and then we then put this sauce over the top. Oh, mustard seeds is the other thing that goes into it.
Yeah, mustard
Um,
seeds are good. There's like nothing in mustard seeds, but I'm just a bit concerned over the olive oil and egg yolk. Mm,
Right.
yeah, that would
Yeah. So,
probably be pretty calorie dense, I reckon, Jared.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And so those sneaky calories, like you got to think about it, like that could be an extra 150 to 200 calories, which is
What?
like 4 pieces of fruit, right? And so there's things that are worth it, and then there's things that are not worth it. And I don't know, I would rather be fuller at different times. Unless it was, say, a Saturday night or I was out or whatever, then I wouldn't really mind too much. But yeah, something to consider.
No, definitely, because you mean as per our text messages this week, I've not lost any weight at all. And now that you say that, everything that I cook olive oil.
Yes.
So, and again, so this is the Greek coming out in me, because it's how we've been cooking for 20 years, right? So if it's not got garlic in it, it's got olive oil. I mean, one or the other or both. So all my vegetables that I cook are usually in a fry pan, and I cook them using olive oil. So, and I've never considered that being the bad fat, because it was always drummed into me that don't use vegetable oil or don't use butter. It's olive oil because it's better.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, olive oil is definitely not the best oil to cook with, but that's a way in which that obviously, like, so Jared, for context, guys, Jared has lost 15 kilos up until this point. And how many weeks are we in? Sorry, just off the top of your head.
Week 10, I think we're going into.
Week 10, but he's come to a point now where he's hit a plateau, right? So now this is when we start not micromanaging, but this is where we start actually looking at those little 1%ers that make a difference. Because I talk a lot at the start about how your body is very receptive to change at the start, and how it's not worth sweating the small stuff, because you'll get to a certain point where you'll get results, and then you start sweating the small stuff, right? Because you built up all this confidence and you've got momentum. So yeah, we would have to have a look at that. Hey Jenny, what's happening? Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
No worries, welcome. So this is just like open forum. We're just talking about food and flavor, and so you can just ask questions at any time, but only if you keep yourself unmuted. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So Jazz, that'd be something to look at for the next week.
Yep.
So what I would do is I would probably cook your veg in just like a little dish, a little bit of water at the bottom, and then just put like a plate over the top of it and just steam them, because that's a 0 calorie way of making the veg. And then you can doll it up with the things I was talking about before, the garlic, and then you've got your soy sauce, your light soy sauce, sorry. And then your crushed chili. So that would be a good way to do it.
Why is salt not then a consideration? Is probably not the right word, George, at the moment, but it feels like it's not a consideration at the moment, because if soy sauce and salt and pepper and things like that you're talking about, again, I'd try to stay away from all of that, linking it back to heart disease and all the stuff that comes with that. So are you just playing off one to the other, or?
Yeah, so you got to think about like what will be able to create the most amount of like change for you, and what is something that we can focus on that is the most important. Yes, those things can be considered if you are like at risk, and you would obviously try and avoid certain things if your doctor suggested, right? But I don't mind it too much, because salt changes in the body so quickly, so rapidly. So you might have a couple of days where you don't load up on salt, or a day or whatever, and then you're going to come back to baseline quite quickly. It's not something that necessarily like stays around, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, that's a bit more of like an advanced thing that you could manipulate if you had, underlying conditions. But yeah, for the most part, it's not too bad. Yeah. And if you want to track that, you just track everything you have over the course of a day in MyFitnessPal, and it'll tell you whether you're over or under your sodium intake for the day. And you can kind of just base it off that.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. Sweet. Yes. Tanya, you can actually put your hand up on the Zoom. Did you know that?
I don't know how to do that. Anyway,
How do you do that?
the Nando's hot, like the peri peri sauce, literally has only 10 calories in.
What does it have?
10 calories.
Yeah, the peri peri sauce. So yeah, chili, very cheap way to like add flavor to your meal. Yeah. Do you go well with chili, Tanya?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can handle it? Handle the heat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Yep. Now where I grew up,
Yeah. South Africa. They're crazy.
the second India.
Oh, really? Is that what they call it?
Well, the place I grew up, yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But apparently, black pepper, like you said, is also good for weight loss.
Mm. I mean, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that directly. I think there's a lot of other things in front of it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, anything, all those 1%ers kind of help, particularly when you get to a point that, like, say, Jared's in at the moment. That's when you start looking at, like, you know, those little things to kind of try and create change. Yeah. Nice. All right. So anyone else have anything to add on kind of adding flavor? I know I haven't listed everything off the top of my head, but yeah, you're pretty safe with just reading labels. Just read labels. Steam things if you need. Use oil sprays, so you're putting like a scarce amount onto the pan. Yeah.
What do you think of flaxseed oil?
Yeah, flaxseed oil is good. Yeah, so a lot of people add that to like their breakfasts and stuff. When I was doing comp prep, I had a bit of flaxseed oil.
Had a lot.
Just for like, yeah, just for obviously hormonal balance, inflammation in the body, and those are those good fats that sort of Jared was talking about.
Yeah.
So those can be good. But yeah, I don't know. When you start thinking about everything that's kind of out there, it's kind of hard to kind of integrate them all kind of into the day.
Totally.
But,
Totally. Another thing I do is like marinade. I think that's a good way to make your meats and stuff like that, or whatever protein source you're having, taste nice and more tender.
Yeah.
And not actually add that much, like doing what you said with the little, like the garlic and the soy sauce and the olive oil and stuff like that, the lemon juice, it'll make it, tender.
Love that. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with meats as well, like with my chicken breast, I kind of like store it in this tub and then I pour chicken stock into it. So it's soaking the whole entire week, because I found it would get very dry when, you know, I just oven bake it and then have it as is. So you can like soak meats throughout the whole week. If you're oven baking certain meats, you can also shallow poach them with like a little bit of stock as well in the tray. So that can be a really cool way of adding flavor. So I enjoy doing that. Cooking your rice in stock. You can cook them in like dumpling soups. That can be a good way. Again, very minimal calories. Yes, little bits of sodium might be a concern for those with heart issues. But yeah, for the most part, those are some pretty neat ways to add flavor. Cool. But yeah, read your labels. Read your labels, because it's, remember, like there's things that are worth it and there's things that aren't. Yeah. Sweet. Awesome. And rightio. So the next little bit of topic was healthy foods versus unhealthy foods. So can anyone off the top of their heads think of a food that they've ever been told is unhealthy?
Chocolate.
Chocolate? Yeah, that's Janet's favorite. You guys all love chocolate. I love it. Every week we talk about chocolate.
Glad I'm not alone.
We do. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, anyone else heard of any foods that have like healthy or unhealthy, or foods that make you fat or anything like that?
Too much bacon.
Too much weight gainer?
Bacon.
Bacon. Too much bacon. Yes. Yeah. So bacon, high fat content. If you were to have it without the fat, it's not too bad if you cut it off. Do you guys cut the fat off your meat when you have it?
God,
Yep.
no.
No?
I do.
No?
I
Yeah.
do it.
I do.
Nat
Disgusting.
does. That's good.
Oh, it's disgusting. I can't handle it.
Yeah. It doesn't take
Nat-
long.
Nat, do you, when you have a lamb, what are they called? Lamb loin
Shane?
chops? No,
don't
lamb loin
eat-
chop.
I don't really like eat chops.
So is it lamb? What are they called? Are they called chops? Lamb loin chops? You know, with the little tail on the end.
Yeah. I think I had them when I was younger. Yeah.
And you don't
Yeah.
eat them?
No, I think I'm probably scarred from when I was younger, because I don't know. I don't really like eating that much fat.
My son cuts off that tail piece and won't eat it, but my daughter and I look at him and just say, "That is the best part. What are you doing?"
That's awesome. Everyone's different though, yeah. Like we all have our preference
Yeah,
for fat and protein and stuff like that. So maybe you guys just,
I need it. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely need it.
or you just love it.
Yeah.
Hence why I got to 100. That's why I got to 121 kilos.
Yeah. Yeah. Jared, it's fine. It's fine to cook it with the fat on, but when you kind of get to eating it, you're actually consuming trans fats, which take like 53 days to be broken down in the body, or something ridiculous like that. So if you can imagine you're putting something inside your body that's going to take 53 days to break down, that's like, it's not going to be too good for you, man. You want to give your body a nice opportunity to be healthy and not be, you know, breaking down this, because trans fat, that is the worst of all fats, right? Solid at room temperature.
It makes me feel better. That means that there's still something in this body still to break down.
Yeah, that's it.
Well done.
Put a timer on for 53 days.
But then people that are on the keto diet, is it then healthy fats that they're consuming?
It's a lot. They're just consuming a lot of fat, right? Because they've taken out a macronutrient. So if you take out carbs, you have all these calories to play with, and you've got to make them up somehow. So yes, they have some healthy fats, but there's a negligible point of like fat that you're having in your body where it's like, it's not really doing any good. And fat in your body is much easier converted to stored fat than what, say, carbs and protein does. So they have to go through way more chemical reactions to be actually stored as fat. But where dietary fat, stuff we take in, it doesn't have to go through that much of an ordeal to be stored as fat. So when we talk about foods that are worth it, foods that aren't, fat really isn't something that is that worth it. So when people eat keto as well, like their body gets good at using fat as a fuel source. And then the theory is that that makes them better at burning fat. But then people lose weight on keto because they're not eating carbs, and carbs get stored with water in the body. So 1 gram of carbs gets stored with 4 grams of water, and you can store up to 800 grams of carbs in your body. So 800 times 4 is 3.2 kilos, right? And this is stored between your muscles and your liver. And so when we get rid of that out of our body, you lose 3.2 kilos. And that's why everyone thinks keto is so great, is because they literally lose 3.2 kilos in a week. Yeah. And it's a little cheat code I use with clients who are like, say, frustrated or at a plateau. I'll just be like, just do keto for like a week, right? And then that gets them back in the groove of like, oh, everything's like working again. But it makes your workouts rubbish.
Why am I not on keto? No, I'm joking.
Why are you not on keto?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because you're trying to grow, Tanya. You're trying to grow. Yeah. But
You can smell like fish when you have it too. If you do it for too long.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that where a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like ammonia is the byproduct, and that's what like fish smells like.
Wow. It's good. A lot of
not
talk about
cool.
smells tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna have a shower after this room. Where were we? We're talking about keto. Yeah. So like, it can be a cheat code for girls that want to look, say, like slim for an event, because when your muscles are full of carbs and water, they can look fuller. But I think that goes towards all your womanly bits, right? Your glutes, your legs, all the stuff that makes girls, it makes them fuller. So, but some girls don't like that. Some girls like to look just like lean and slender. And so going on keto for, say, like a week could be a little cheat code to just getting that little bit of extra leanness. But yeah, you'd have to do it perfect and follow something perfect for it to actually work. So there's that.
I miss bread. I do miss bread, George.
You do miss
I'll
bread?
be
Yeah?
honest. Oh, I miss it like there's no tomorrow.
Just eat more meat, Jared.
I would so give up chocolate just to have bread, I think.
Yeah.
I hate, you go out anywhere, and I love bruschetta. Bruschetta, sorry. Bruschetta. So it's and that's something that I've trained over the last 10 weeks to get myself out of and not eat. Tonight, Brooke has just cooked garlic bread for the kids, and I can smell it, and I'm salivating even just talking about it. I just want bread.
Is bread bad though? Like that's a good example.
Well, that's a great example, actually, Natty.
Yeah.
I mean, bread in itself isn't bad. There's obviously the theory of like white bread. Obviously, it's a what is it called? It's a fast absorbing carb, right? It's got high GI, right? So after workouts, bread is good. If you're doing like, say, like a weight session, like, a meat sandwich with white bread, fine. Okay.
Yep.
It does get a bad rap. Like bread doesn't necessarily make you fat. It's like 150 calories per slice. It's not something that's going to tip you over the edge, but it just comes back to that thing of when we have more carbs in our body, we store more water. So people think when they're having more carbs that they're getting fat, but they're not, right? They're just storing more water because we can store 800 grams worth of carbs in our body at any one time. So that's when people are like, oh, I've cut bread out, right? So they're essentially eating like a poor man's keto, kind of, right? And they're taking that carb out and they think they've lost all this weight, but it is just water, right? And then they'll go out with their friends. Yeah, go on.
The other thing I read during the week was I'm very big on tomatoes, and I've been eating tomatoes, usually about 4 punnets of tomatoes a week. And I've recently read somewhere that if I replace tomatoes with cucumbers in my salads, that would be better because the amount of carbs in tomatoes. Is that right?
I don't know. I think fruit and veg and salads are like air. Like you can pretty much eat them as much as you want, right? I don't think that's going to create too much of a change. Yeah, I mean, it
was a Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Come to me first. Yeah.
Apologies, I will go and do my homework, but it was just something that came up this week, and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe I eat 4 punnets of tomatoes a week. I can't believe I've been doing that.
Mate, Jared, just text me, mate. Don't subject yourself to those storylines. Just ask me, which answer. Anyway, yeah. Tanya, did you want to ask a question?
No.
No? Did I hear you chime in? No?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably not important. I already forgot what I said.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, it's the end of the day. Do you guys ever find that? It's just like your brain just does not work at this time, really, as well. Definitely. Cool. Nice. So yeah, there's no foods that inherently make you fat or are bad in a way. It's just like, think about if you're over your calories for the day, any food that you're going to have then will probably make you store more body fat. So that's why I've gone a bit blurry. So there is no foods, but there is obviously processed versus unprocessed foods. So the less hands food has touched, the faster your metabolism will be if you eat it, right? Because it's really high quality. It takes your body a little bit longer to break down. You stay fuller for longer. Because it's in the body for longer, it means your body has to use more energy to break it down. So would you rather have foods that are going to make your metabolism faster? Because we're going to eat anyway. I mean, I would rather eat and make my metabolism faster than have to do necessarily something else, right? You kind of start with that. And so processed foods they've been processed. They've already been processed and they get into your body and then you're hungry within 30 minutes. So that's an example of a food that isn't necessarily worth it. So things like shredded ham, McDonald's, takeaways, all those things won't make your metabolism faster. Yeah. And that's why people can eat more and get leaner at the same time. That's the whole theory. Eating those sorts of foods.
What about champagne ham? That's not processed ham.
Champagne ham's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Champagne ham's not too bad. Champagne. That's how it's pronounced. You said it wrong, so I just corrected you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm here for, learning, guys. My brain that's not functioning. All right. Nice. Right. So in terms of like swapping things in and out of your meal plan, there's the theory of if it fits your macros. So if just whatever the acronym would be for the words that I just said. If it fits your macros is a really good way to go about things because I feel like it more resembles what your lifestyle will be like, apart from, you know how people try like keto or like extremely low fat or just other crazy diets. I feel like if it fits your macros is a better way to go about it because you can make that up with choice, and choice is a big human motivator, right? But if you don't know what you're choosing or why you're choosing it, then it doesn't mean anything. So that's why I try to give you guys as much information as I can around food in the membership portal so that you can make choices to sub things in and out, right? You're generally pretty safe subbing in any sorts of meats for the exact same grams of meats. Fruit, vegetables, pretty much interchangeable unless we're trying to adjust serious health concerns, which we're not. We're just trying to change body composition usually. So you can sub any of them in. If you have favorite veg and you see one in the meal plan you don't like, you can sub that in. That's fine. That's what Janet was doing this week. She doesn't like squash and she likes zucchini better. You know, comme ci, comme ça. Doesn't matter, right? As long as she's having a similar sort of a meal, we're all good. Carb sources can be a little bit different. So the calories will vary from carb source to carb source. So like Hokkien noodles, rice noodles, pasta, they are varying calories. So you can't necessarily sub them in, but you can sub in a variation of whatever's kind of in your plan for that type of carb. And you'll have a pretty fine time. Other things to note, raw weight of food, you can take off 25% when you cook it, unless you use stock. And then rice triples in weight. So if you have 75 grams worth of rice and you cook it, it'll probably become 210, 215-ish of weight. So that's an important thing to note. Raw is always different to cooked and uncooked. Yeah, what about, have you guys been wanting to swap certain things out of your plans recently? Maybe I can give some real world feedback on how you can kind of do that.
So is it possible to have bread? Can we have like bread?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only
So
one that has bread in my plan.
you sound like a
Sorry,
robot.
y'all.
Yeah. What did you say, Tanya? You don't have bread in your plan?
I'm like, why am I the only one that has bread in my plan? Sorry, y'all.
That's it. Yeah.
Like me.
Don't we?
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We support you. We're just jealous, right?
Yeah.
Because apparently
Yep.
bread's bad. No.
Yeah.
No, so like if you have, say, in your plan 200 calories worth of rice, you could fill that theoretically with 200 calories of bread, right? So carb sources can be interchangeable, but you have to read the labels, right? You can't just sub something in that's a different species of carb and hope that it magically fits everything, right? You just got to be a little bit more considerate about it. Not that we're being anal about what we're doing, but we're making sure that we're making, you know, the closest decision that we can to our meal plan, unless you hit a point like Jared, and then you start looking at the small stuff, then you focus more on weighing, then you focus more on the oils, that sort of thing. But for the most part, you're pretty fine. Yeah. So that's how I would swap out carbs or have breads in your plan. There's also like high protein breads as well with like grains and stuff in them. They're ones that I find quite tasty. So you can enjoy them. As well, guys, Jenny's the only one taking notes. So this better all sink in. I love it. I think you're the first person ever to take notes, Jenny. I think so. Jeez. What a good role model, hey? What an injection of academia into this group.
I swear I'm going to send an email to all of you this week and just say next week, bloody bring your pens. Everyone hold up a pen as soon as George comes on, please.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nice one, Tanya. Good job. Where'd you get that? Was that just next to the loaf of bread, was it?
I'm so serious.
Nice. Good girl. Good girl. Sweet. What are some other ideas that you need to swap stuff in and out of your plan?
I'm still struggling a little bit with the app 10 weeks on, because I think the app refers to what is your meal plan is calories, but the app is something else.
Are you talking about the MyFitnessPal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me switch to it as we're talking. So I just,
Right. Yeah. So in the first week, there are some housekeeping videos that you do go through where I show you how to change from kilojoules to calories.
There you go. That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
So clearly I ticked that one off, George.
No, you're right. You're right. So go to more in MyFitnessPal.
Yep.
Yep. And then you go to profile. And then edit profile. And then I think it's second from the bottom is units.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Easy. No worries. So yeah, everyone should have that done if you haven't already. Is have it in calories. I don't like kilojoules. It's just too high of a number. Yes, Australians use it to measure food, but I don't like to. I don't know.
I like calories. The calories seem to be easier to understand.
Yeah, it's just less numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, weird as.
When you say I'm eating 8,900 kilojoules a day, I just think, holy.
Holy shit, am I? Yeah, it's like 2,000 calories. Yeah. Cool. Nice one. So that should fix it, Jazz, for you.
All right. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. I will also say, if you this can be like a bit of a cancer, is if you change too much from your plan, it can be like a cancer where you eventually throw your hands up in the air and you're like fuck it, right? I'm not going to do it, sort of thing. Or I'm creating my own meals. I'm just going to kind of do it anyway. So I do I do urge you to I just said urge twice, with caution in doing that. If you change too many things, then it's going to seem like you're kind of like lost. So what's a better idea is just to, as it happens, just shoot me what you want changed, shoot me what you want changed. And I update all your guys' notes as I get texts from you for requests and stuff like that. And then I can shape it better around you the next week. And then, because if you feel like you're following something, you feel proud of yourself, you feel like a warrior, you feel like you're killing it, you feel like you're on track, and it gets rid of that, like, oh shit, like, is this working type mindset, because you know you're following something that I've looked over and we've worked on together. So that is my advice for subbing things in and out. Just tell me, and then I will create the plan and take certain stuff off. Yeah. Sound good?
I've really enjoyed the turkey mince. When it first came up in my dietary plan, I thought there's no way in the world I'd be able to eat this. And I've had what they call turkey carve, which is a processed meat. But the turkey mince, and it's a simple, I think you shared on Facebook the other week, George, something that you really, really quickly poke your noodles and I think vegetables. Well, I do the same thing with turkey mince and vegetables, and it's the easiest thing. And I think it's like a substitution for spaghetti bolognese.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's right. And the difference in fat content between a spaghetti bolognese dish and this dish is dramatic. So to the point where I'm now subbing that into my kids' meals, and my kids don't need to go through the weight program piece, but the fact that they're actually getting better quality food and still enjoy a spaghetti bolognese, but what they don't know is it's turkey mince versus a pork-based mince.
Definitely, yeah, for sure. And so, Jared, question on that, like, why is it important to keep the fat content a little bit lower, kind of where we can?
Well, it's stored fat, right? So for me, it's I think I've got enough stored fat. I was built for comfort, not for speed. So I'm trying to change that a little bit. So it's it's the fats, it's the trans fats. If it's 53 days, as you said, that it takes for the body to break down, well then, it's going to store for a longer period of time. And I liken this whole process to a mental game. And it really is, right? So for me, again, I've been by you, so it has helped that I've had 2 weeks out of 10 where I've not lost weight at all. I have been on programs before where I've thrown my hands up in the air and said, no, this is not going to work. So sticking to the dietary plan, and then also finding things like this with the turkey mince versus a normal mince, if that's going to help continue my journey on reducing weight, then that's great.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's really good. That's powerful. Good job. And it's so important. Like, we are role models for our kids, and like, we want them to be made of good quality food as well, because food is the blueprint for what happens inside your body. It's not fuel. It's a lot more complex than that. And it is the blueprint. It tells your body what to do, turn on certain genes associated with certain diseases, turn them off, repair. Like, it's so much more important than what some people think. And there is a lot more to healthy eating than what some consider. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. Cool. So, any questions that you guys would like me to kind of answer as we kind of wrap up today? This can be about like your plan. This can be about like, if you got a loved one who's struggling with someone, or I'll let you guys think for 20 seconds.
There was another lady that came on. I haven't met her either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Jenny. Jenny's on mute. She doesn't want to talk to us, guys. So.
Oh,
There we go. Jenny.
no, there was another lady.
Yeah, Janet. Can you not see it? Change your gallery view, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's
Yeah.
Jenny. Hello, Jenny.
Yes. Yeah. For the second time. I
Yep.
love it. That's good. Good jazz. Cool. So Tanya's got a question. You guys can type them into the chat in the meantime if you like, and I'll get to them. Tanya.
Loving
That's obviously a silly question, but obviously I've had now 2 meal plans. I don't have to strictly follow it by, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exactly like that. If I want to mix my 2 meal plans with different, that's fine, right?
Yes, because we haven't changed our calories yet. They're both meal plans with the same amount of calories. So yes, that's completely fine. I do encourage you to collate like a list of stuff that you do really like, and then you give that to me, because the more information you give me, the more I give you something that is molded and made to you and everything you like. So yes, it's fine to do that. You can use, because you guys get these meal plans forever, and you get your own little Google Drive link. So they're all stored in there. So yeah, that's a good one. Cool. Hope that helps. Okay, Natty Louise. Yeah. So what about tofu for a protein source? Yeah, tofu for a protein source is good. It is a soy-based product, so sometimes with dudes, it can mess with obviously our estrogen production a little bit if we're tanning it. So I mean, it's always a bit of a difficult way for vegans and vegetarians to get their protein up. Without obviously, farting all the time with lentils and beans and stuff. So yeah, tofu is a good source of protein. The marinated versions are like the tastiest. I really do kind of like them. So they're enjoyable. Tempeh, that sort of thing. The only thing that's like bad protein source for a vegan would be like the imitation meats, which are just like really processed. And we know that if they're really processed, we're not going to be making our metabolism faster. So yeah, there's that. Cool. Thanks for that question, Nat. Thank you. Nice, guys. Well, so I've recorded this. I'll upload it to YouTube and then upload it back into the group because we have technical difficulties. So if you want to watch it back over, you can. But yeah, that's everything for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Thanks, George. That was great.
Lots of love. Bye.